Briefly.
What you doing tomorrow?
Another one.
Another one? No, there's not going to be another Friday Facts tomorrow. At least I hope not.
Oh, another new game.
It's another new game. Yeah. It's like Starship Troopers.
Who was playing that recently?
Me. Actually, I haven't bought it yet.
People playing it.
Oh, there's lots of people. You're Shadow Fox. That's who was playing it recently. That's something I know you know.
Someone was playing it last night I was looking at.
Shadow Fox?
Who?
Shadow Fox.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't for Shadow Fox? Not that Fox, different Fox.
Right.
Yeah, our last night, our time is her daytimes when she plays.
She's usually finished by like 3.
Oh, is she? I don't know. My time scales are fucked because I go to bed at like 8 p.m. and I'm up at 4. Okay. Do we leave the Russian music going in the background whilst we read the Friday Facts?
Sure, why not?
Please read that first. Yeah, okay. Players mechanic planet the game. Lightning storms. Lightning storms sound bad. Based on material and height. If you're wandering around in the middle of nowhere, expect to get zapped a few times. It can kill you and wreck your stuff, so look for shelter when it starts getting dark. Oh, so it's based on the day-night cycle. Okay.
Yes. Sort of alluded to in the last, but yeah, now it's actually confirmed.
I don't think they really alluded to the day-night cycle, did they? They alluded to a happening cycle, happening at random.
Yeah, make me open up the other one.
I've already opened up the other one. Skip to no.
It talks about turning night, and then the lightning starts.
Okay, sure. God, that music gets old fast. Thanks, mate. I have already said, if people have suggestions for like Eastern European sounding music that's not like, I'm even happy for Creative Commons music, okay? I'm happy to put in the attribution tags, which, fucking hell. The same company that has been going through my Dyson Sphere live streams one by one and claiming each one of them for a content ID match has... I thought they were done. No, they're still fucking claiming things. As soon as I put in a peel with the re-appeal, another one pops up. I'm so fucking jack of it. Sorry, what? Yep, I've been dealing with it for like... How long has Dark Fog been out? A while. Yeah. Ruins provide initial surveys. Some large structures are more likely to get hit because of metal, but there are some ancient artifact lightning attractors dotted around that guarantee protection in moderate radius. Area
So
guaranteed
we have a
protection.
debug overlay for lightning protection.
That's too curvy to be a debug overlay, I think. I feel like that's photoshopped on. When you interact with structures.
Well, the debug is just overlapping. If they're overlapping circles, it's just overlapping circles.
Yeah, maybe. It just feels very, very organic. In fact, Factorio doesn't have a lot of organic. But okay, sure. Lightning collection. Oh, look. Figure out how to make your own lightning rods. Slightly smaller area than the alien lightning attractors, but you can place them wherever you want. Better yet, lightning rods can capture some of the energy from each strike. Add it to your electrical network. You need a small amount of accumulator to store that energy, though. Oh, look, called it.
Yeah, we all knew it was coming.
No, they wanted wind power.
No, Reddit wanted wind power. They're insisting that it was going to be a dark planet and there won't be any light, and they were going to introduce wind power, and we were like, no, it's just going to be collecting from lightning.
Yeah. You can start unlocking lightning collect. Oh. Whoa. So these are lightning rods. Lightning collector. Okay, it's a different building.
Yes.
Protect a much larger area and convert more of each bolt's energy into usable electricity. Okay. Range is a double benefit. But they're at the edge of the plateau, they can reach lightning further away from the plateau, and grab lightning would be unreachable.
Lightning rods can capture energy. I have to go back and read that again. Yeah, the basic one still can. Yeah, it does collect energy, but then you get an upgraded one which does a better job.
And does a better job, larger range, and for very small plateaus. So it looks like we only build on the plateau again.
Yeah, there's a plateau only. So it's been... Oh, read on.
Like islands. But only things to build on sinking sands, elevated rail supports, and offshore pumps. Lightning is collected based on the bolts which strike the area naturally, meaning each island has maximum energy collectible rate when full coverage. Larger than basic quality big electric poles. In most cases, each island has its own electrical network. Island size matters. Oh god!
I can't but wonder if you can landfill the oil ocean.
I'm willing to bet in at the point you land on this planet, no.
Oh yeah, not at the point you land, but eventually.
So, I guess electrical is on its own dedicated CPU core now.
Yeah, I don't know about electrical.
Yeah, electrical heat pumps.
It was never a really massive problem.
Oh, it was at one stage.
It was a long time ago, having separate networks.
Where the fuck is workers and resources? Yeah, okay.
I mean, you can clearly see in one of the maps that there are power poles or something dotted across the landscape.
Well, I don't know what the white things are. Like, blue is going to be the resource. Or ruined cities.
Blue is the cities. Well, I don't know what white is.
White is something. Expensive desert, more natural terrain. More space to build, more area to collect power, but no resources. Yep. Medium islands are usually cities, have a mix of space and resources. Resources not as rich. These islands are good. A place to get started those. They have a good balance of space, resources, and ancient protection from lightning. Small islands have some special significance. They're always isolated by a moat. So the tiny islands with a white resource. Far richer, but lack of building space means they'll probably need to be off-site processing. Result, it can be typically by create a train network that spans over many islands using elevated rails, which elevated rails don't transfer power. Chat. Mojo. So this fat grey symbol on the left-hand side is the transition point to go from ground to up.
Yes, that's the elevated rail thingy.
So therefore, logically, the rails to the left of that or to the right of that are on the ground.
Or they're a layer higher.
You reckon elevated rails go 2 levels?
It seems to be the implication. Because on the island, there's ramps to elevated, and then it seems to do it again.
Okay.
No reason why you couldn't.
Read the description, sure. All the measure connecting islands with trains as well. Early on, ancient multi-level train crossing.
Oh, there you go.
You can unlock the ability to landfill the oily ocean. This is like game. You can also use spot structures like rail ramps, electricity as well. Place in the middle of oil. Okay. All right. So late game, we can landfill things.
So you can, yeah. I mean, I figured that it would be possible. There's no reason why you couldn't unless they specifically disallowed it. But yeah, okay. So it is just rail to ground then. Also, as a side note to elevated rails, I like how this week that Reddit is completely confused and confounded by the idea of elevated rails going over a cliff. And they can't... it's so bizarre to me that people can't understand that the cliff is entirely virtual and it doesn't actually exist. And so there's this
It's really
I'm
easy. No,
trying to
no, 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 no,
understand.
no, 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 no. The trick
Okay.
is you try and teach Reddit. Okay, you need to really simplify things, right? And you need to simplify things like elevated rail is going from ground level to above this level. Okay, whether it be 5 meters, 10 meters, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's to the height level of 1. Okay, we'll call it the height level of 1, and then if it goes from a plateau at a height level of whatever it happens to be, down to ground level as an elevated rail, it's still at a height level of 1 when it reaches the lower plateau. Okay? It just goes from a height level of, on the plateau down to the lowlands at a height level of 1. It's still height level of 1 the whole time. It might have physically changed height, but it doesn't matter. It's still a height level of 1. This is why it looks like this on the minimap.
Yeah, that is the same confused logic that they have. They don't understand. Like, they think the elevated rail changes height, and they get confused.
It totally changes height. It changes from the current height to the height plus 1. It's at a height of 1 now. And the fact that the terrain changes underneath doesn't matter. It's still at a height plus 1. Wait till you drive an elevated rail up those mountains on the volcanoes. Yes, on Uranus. Yep, the volcanoes. Right up one of those mountains to the lava at the top.
Uranus.
Yep, it'll go over multiple levels. It will always be at like ground level plus 1. Because we elevated.
Yes. It's just that they don't understand. They see go down a cliff, and why isn't it height plus 2?
No, because it's only height plus 1. We can only build height plus 1. The legs are only so long. They only go to height plus 1. We don't have longer legs.
Yes. I know. It's just Reddit.
Yes, Reddit being Reddit. Okay, things described so far work quite well and were not mechanically touched since the initial design, but the rest didn't have such a straightforward creation story. I was doing historically the first playthrough of the planet's content in January 2022. Everything was different. I visited Fulgara as the third planet. At the time, it was pristine desert planet. The only thing special about it was lightning. The islands, one new ore, and a few new recipes. Each island had one resource. Water only existed on certain islands as water springs, like oil. But all the resource mining, processing, and usual intermediates were all the same in Narvis. And since it was the third planet already, so I feel worn out from the repetition doing the same old mine smelting circuit production or refinery, etc. So I feel skeptical about the whole expansion. Felt like the problem of per planet repetition is not really solvable. The whole idea of expansion is fundamentally broken, not a good place to be. The problem of repetition was relevant to basically all the planets, so it felt hard to solve. Giving up was not just an option. We had to try and improve things one step at a time and hope for the best. For Golden, it needed some revamp, and I felt desperate. I was very open to wild changes. First idea was nuclear option. It sounds something like this. Remove the resources and just put some trash that some aliens had dumped on the planet. It could be directly transformed into any basic resource through assembly machines, so the game would be shortened and the repetitive parts removed. This would already be an improvement, but Arendelle took a step further and when making everything fit together nicely. This was mainly an opportunity to integrate the recycler into the game. Up until this point, the recycler was mainly used just for quality recycling and resource sync tool. However, the resources you're mining is made up some high-level scrap. The recycler just transforms it into all sorts of intermediate products in a fixed ratio. Then the gameplay could be much more interesting. Challenge would be getting the resources, but dealing with the flow of the random mixed products, sorting them and handling the excess. Oh.
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Factorio has certain themes around the engineer's impact on the world, and something felt really out of character for the engineer to collect and effectively clean up trash from a planetary dump. Yeah. Piles of trash is a very interesting lore of visual perspective. It's much more fun if they actually have a presence there. So we're going to officially add technological aliens to lore. We should do it right. And for Factorio, that means tearing through the archaeological site with a mining drill. So the planet's no longer a dump, it's a ruined, heavily polluted one. Habits gone. The technology remains. So the main resource is scrap. It's not trash, but it's a big polluted mix of ruined machinery, fallen architecture, ice, rock, scraps of ancient civilization. Conceptual change also pays really nicely getting high-tier items to feed into the recycling machine. Okay, so this is just mining scrap.
Yes.
Recycling.
So the junk that we saw last time, we
Is
were
actually
like,
junk. You were right.
that's a mineable patch of junk.
Okay.
That turned out to be a mineable patch of junk.
Yeah. When
You
you
didn't see that one coming.
I honestly didn't. I really didn't.
Really? It seemed, yeah.
Like, it could be a resource.
Someone, I think it was on Reddit. Someone said, a use for the a sanction used for the recycler.
Shut up. I called. Space does not pause the video. I called the white thingies, which now look more like flowers. Now I look at them a second time around. No, that one, top left. These that now definitely look like flowers second time round. At least that one does. Third
I think
video.
I said that was the calcite or something. Whatever.
Yeah,
it was,
which is on the other planet.
Which has no bearing on this one because this is a different process.
There were white patches early on. These ones. That I called that a resource. That and that. Pellet guy. Using the tentacles or the almighty tentacle. Tentacle to clear the trash off the new planet. When you recycle scrap, you get a few low-level products like ice and stone, but you also get some high-level items like process units. You don't get certain things like copper and iron directly for those who need to recycle things like process units and their recycled components repeatedly to get the resources you need. So we're going to end up recycling our recycling with our recycling of a recycling of a recycling. And I'm noticing...
And recycling processing units sounds like such a Kavorax recipe.
Blue chips, yeah. But I'm noticing the ice keeps going around and around. I haven't seen anything pick up ice.
There have been some remarks about voiding stone in the recycler. I don't quite get that.
Okay, does anybody pick up stone?
Apparently a machine
Concrete?
eats up stone and deletes it.
Oh, this one does
I'm not
stone.
convinced.
Oh, this one does stone. Okay, loop and show controls. So you're picking up stone right now. You're processing. And the light went off and nothing came out. So you have a light. And the video ended. Okay. You have a light. Oh god, I can't see when you output stuff. Back to the start. You have a light. You have a light. And stuff that gets output just before the light gets turned off.
I'm just kind of curious what you would get from recycling stone.
Technically nothing.
Or just output stone again or something.
Well, stone's not coming out of the machine. So no, it looks like it's deleting stone. Okay. My understanding of recycling, a base item gives you back that item 25% of the time, so therefore it's effectively voiding it. Technically, KD3 is correct as well. Technically,
yeah, because the
yes.
without the quality or productivity, it's quality or productivity. I forget. I haven't really looked. Unlike most people, I haven't been looking. Like I've deliberately been not learning any of the quality mechanics.
Technically, no matter what, 25% of the resources that come in are going to come out the rear end. So 75% are always voided.
Yeah, at 75% at base rate.
It has a chance of upgrading the quality by default, but if you put quality modules in it, it has a further chance to upgrade the quality even higher. As mentioned in previous fighter facts, that if you feed something in that doesn't recycle anything, you have a 25% chance of getting that item fed in back out. This is the way to void items. I don't remember that at all. Quality. Quality modules, recycler. Get rid of the pistols, troop and main. Each crafted item recycler gives you 25% of the original ingredients back. A crafted item.
25%.
Crafted item. Crafted item. So a raw item like stone, it's not a craftable item. So it shouldn't be able to go in. According to the information that we have currently.
It's possible it's something that was added to on Reddit or the forum or somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. Scrap. Yeah. One scrap goes in. You get a 2% chance to process the units. 3 of advanced circuits. 1 of low density. 7 solid fuel. Solid fuel is going to be fuel type. Steel, concrete, batteries, ice, stone, honium. Ah, look, we've got other games, other mod packs sneaking into the official game now. Okay.
That's the one of the resources that we saw in a few FFFs ago.
Oh, was it? Was it?
Yeah. I think it was the... Which one was it?
Holdium is a real ore? Well, there you go. I learned something. Oh, hang on. Was it on a train station?
It was on a train station, yeah.
Okay, there we go.
I think it was on like the elevator rails or something.
Yeah, it was on a train station. We just didn't have a name to it. What the hell is holy minimum? Can we get an atomic number? It is relatively soft, silvery, faintly corrosive resistant, and a malleable metal. Okay.
Holmium.
Okay. Cartridge is inverted. 12 proto inserter filters, splitter filters, sodium robot circuit network, and its place where the new train interrupts can be very handy. Getting back to space off landing for Gola can be much faster than on other planets. You might even enjoy bringing some of the expensive items back too. It's all up to you. Okay. Can only output solids. Fluids. Full of oil. You can put an offshore pump in the sticky sands. You can pump out some usable heavy oil. Infant heavy oil is slick because it's basically residue oil processed into a bit of cracking. This can be done with the usual recipes. For that, you need some water. Planet has... What do you need? What? Heavy oil? Oh, heavy oil is... Yeah, water is part of the recipe. I forget about it because water is just so common. The ice you'll be mining scrap. For cracking other water recipes, will be some scary light oil and petroleum. Okay, so we got all the heavy oil, so we make all the lube we want, but light oil and petroleum are difficult. But then we get solid fuel from scrap. Okay. Holmium. Element 67. Yeah, I looked it up. 387. 387. How many planets? Different recipes, resources. Foundry of Vulcananus. Big mining drills. Conclusion. Nope. 25. Nope. Void. That's a void. That's the void in the lava.
Keep going down.
So recycling
There you
iron
go,
plate will
science
return a 25% to iron plate with 25% chance. Okay. Okay, but again, iron plate's processed. Search recycle. Yeah. KD3 found the whole line. Okay. So I guess stone is the equivalent of iron plate. Okay. Real element solar system. Factorio is the only planet that can be found. Unfortunately, previous inhabitants also knew how precious it was, so no longer having accessible deposits. Rare metals such as this just don't disappear after they mine home or oxides or recovered from debris and scattered remains along forgotten civilization. The ore is processed into some home intermediates such as electrolyte, superconductors, and supercapacitors. Unique products on this planet, which now include the electromagnetic science pack. What color is that? Strawberry?
I think that was strawberry or raspberry. I forget which we said last week.
Strawberry, I think. So now we have a electronic specified assembler, like every mod. Hey! It's the thing from the Friday Facts ages ago.
Yes.
Oh, it's pretty. I'll give it that.
It does spinny wire stuff.
It's pretty.
Making red circuits.
Oh, I want to see it.
Have a way to make red circuits slightly faster.
Oh, I want to see it full of speed modules. I want to see it with speed modules and beacons. I want to see this thing fly, baby. Fly.
It has a inherent productivity as well.
It's pretty. 4x4 with graphics speed of 2. Built-in productivity bonus of 50% of 5 modules. You can craft wire circuits, electric poles.
Yeah.
We need prod mods for our electric poles. Okay. Lightning rods, supercapacitors, new science pack, more electromagnetic plants. Okay. Various Tesla items, a few other things. Modules. Okay. And I have stone with heavy oil and another machine unique to this planet. Yeah, I thought it would be unique to this planet. That's the name of the building you're looking for. What? Slightly. It's slightly faster. 2 is slightly faster. Okay, so you are heavy oil, and that must be our holdium with
that's the
stone.
Oleum plate.
Gives me pink fluid, which is not the science pack. Oh god, what are you outputting? You're trying to output. Oh god, wrong button. Show controls. What are you outputting? What are you outputting in those last frames? It's a weird ass battery. That does not look like a vanilla battery.
Some kind of battery.
Pink fluid is electrolyte. Probably. It's a blue battery. It is definitely a blue battery.
Super battery or something.
Why can't we have our good old Duracells back?
Supercapacitor is the one. Super battery.
That's the
supercapacitor.
Supercapacitor. Super capacitor. Yeah, the fact it takes the batteries, plastic, and hold me yes. Along with light oil copper to give us a what the fuck is on the right?
So it'll be something to make an intermediate for the
a blue bit of wire. It's blue wire. We have copper wire. We have blue wire, superconductor, because it's cold, right? That makes it superconductible.
I mean, technically yes, but it You do actually, they do actually show you the blue wire somewhere else.
Okay, I didn't see it. Built-in productivity really significant here because unlike productivity modules,
Oh,
built-in
it's further down.
productivity is not restricted to enemies only. As you know, productivity is most main when it starts multiplying over multiple recipe steps. Tier 3 modules are crafted in multiple steps, so making all the steps unless you're manually playing it really compounds the bonuses. Yes, it also fucking confuses ratios to no end.
There you go, there's your superconductor.
Oh shit. So, Factorio is also the planet where you unlock quality module 3s when you combine tier 3 quality modules with the 5 module slots in the electromagnetic plant, plus the built-in productivity recycles to clean up the rejects. Then suddenly it becomes really convenient to mass-produce modules with quality. Crazy really starts making with the highest T3 quality modules you get. Overall quality modules adding more quality to new quality modules. So around we go in Warfare. Wonderful quality carousel ends with some very powerful machines created with very potent quality modules. So quality plus 200%. So normal to uncommon is 20%, uncommon to rare is 20%, rare to epic is 20%, epic to legendary is 20%, with a 50% productivity bonus. I'm now wondering if it's going to spit out a legendary, and that's the tick that you get the productivity bonus in. Does that mean you get a legendary extra item? Or does that have to roll as well? So you could get a legendary and your extra free productivity module might be a normal. A normal.
Presumably the quality percentage would be applied to each.
So you say they both need to have their own separate roles. And that's another thing. Like, every single item that goes through quality is going to have a roll on it. Which is not a lot.
Yeah.
It's a fraction of a processor cycle. But when we're talking Factorio, there's a lot of processor cycles already being used with all the inserters and the belts and the trains and the everything else.
You only just noticed?
That's a lot of extra processing power.
It's just extra data attached to every item.
Data's
An extra piece of data.
Data's fine. It's the processing I'm just thinking about.
The rolling.
The extra
dice roll.
The extra dice roll that every item is going to have to go through. If you have quality attached to it anywhere. That could really add up. Really add
Keep in
up.
mind that the savings from higher quality machines.
No. Less machines because they're of a higher quality, therefore they run faster and have productivity bonuses. Just means less machines running. It doesn't overall mean that Mojo's going to make less science. There's just going to be less machines to make less science, which means rather than Mojo going for a red belt of science, he's going to go for 2 red belts, or 3 red belts, or 4. Yeah.
It's really not that bad.
Will's playthrough with jerky quality seems to be holding up fine. The built-in implementation will be even more performant. Yeah, but you've got to...
Game also doesn't use normal random generation.
No, they have a cut back version. I know that, but like Will's janky one with all the mods and everything else. That's fine, but you're not talking about multiple surfaces and multiple pollution clouds and multiple this and multiple that, and then rolls on top of that. Red belt, green belts, green belts. Okay, yeah, Mojo will go for green belts. 1 green belt of science per second, please.
Or I could just stick to 2 red belts.
Yeah, but it's more impressive if you say 1 green.
Green?
2 green? Yeah, 2 green. Okay. We're holding you to it. 2 green. Some machines, chemical compliance, platform components, equipment, spider-trons, because the gross only...
7,200 a second. A
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah. Factorio, everything's measured in a second. Oh, you've converted up to a minute. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Dyson's view, half of it's in minutes and half of it's in seconds. It's all over the place. It's annoying as shit.
Oh, yeah.
That belt moves this much per second, but all our calculations are done per minute, except the belts. The belt is clearly listed per second, just to fucking confuse you. And then you can stack things up to 4 items high on a belt, which then means it no longer moves 30 items per second, now moves up to 120 per second. What about a green belt of stacked items? I've already got blue belts full of stacked items over at Dyson Sphere. It's fucking confusing enough. Benefit quality, even on the ground basis. One of the main focal points for quality after power armor and the equipment grid. Yeah, but power armor is super expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it is the ultimate goal for quality, though.
It is, but I just don't know. Like, the devs play the game very different to everybody else. Very different to everybody else. From everything I've read, everything I've seen, they play it very different to everybody else. And
Oh yeah, they all have a unique playstyle.
I cannot see myself burning resources, actively, intentionally burning resources for power armor and equipment grid. I could see myself rushing towards like top tier and then burning everything for it. So after I get the power armor mark 43 or whatever it happens to be, and then burning resources for it. In the meantime, I think I'm just going to be burning resources for high quality machines so I have a higher quality chance of getting higher quality items along the quality branch of the quality tree as I climb the quality ladder.
So what I've been expecting will happen, I mean, they haven't started yet, the actual recording, I should point out.
Yeah, no.
While I'm thinking about these things and rambling, is you'll be building up the quality in the background while expanding to the planet and doing dirty burner bases, starter bases on each planet.
Yes, but am I going to set up recycling so I'm actively burning resources from the main base back on the home planet, which means there's a higher chance I need to go back an outpost, because rather than having the bus back up and just do nothing, it's been just burning through iron, copper, stone, oil, all of it, whilst I've been off on other planets, possibly also getting deliveries, burning yet more resources. Yeah. Trick is you don't scrap non-quality items, just redirect the rest of the base and it gets turned to science. Yeah, well, science doesn't have a quality, so anything that's normal quality goes science. Anything that's normal quality goes basically into the bus. Anything that just happens to be of higher quality, you sort of want to branch it out and just store it. And then decide what's best to turn that into. So
instead of scrapping it and trying to roll again, you just send it off and produce it. Yeah, because then you're not losing 75% of your material that way. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so you just take all the higher quality things that you randomly get through pure chance and stockpile them, and like maybe try and crack out quality modules with the higher quality gear. Maybe, like you limited.
I've deliberately not been thinking about quality, but yeah, you insert a quality roll in between the entire base production and the science production. Interesting.
not only that, like from the moment you make iron on the bus, you slide out anything that's of not normal quality. From the moment you make gears, you take out anything that's not normal quality. Green circuits, not normal quality. Any sort of intermediate, you branch it off and say, oh, the normal crap stuff just goes forward and goes off to making more stuff or making science. And anything that's above normal, I take it off and I do something important with it. Logically, my answer would be make quality modules and put quality modules in everything. Probably starting at green circuits, red circuits, because they're going to be a requirement of quality modules. Probably blue circuits.
Something like that.
So I have a higher chance of getting higher quality modules out, which also means that technically as time progresses, I'm going to keep starving the bus, because a certain percentage of my red circuit and blue circuit is going to come out higher and higher quality to get me better and better quality modules, but also means that less of it's going towards science. And, the bus. Yep. All right. Space platforms benefit quality more than ground bases. Space platforms are one of the main focal areas for quality after power armor. Equipment grid. Quality means you can make platforms smaller, but do as much or the same size whilst doing more and faster. Another great option for your first stop after Narvis. Which will you choose? Being close doors for some time is a good idea. We can experiment and make decisions which are normally viewed as extreme, like overhauling how an entire planet works. I have no issue with this. Playing Factorio on 5 different planets sounds boring. Most repetitive planets are one of the most novel ones, so doing similar kinds of drastic changes all over the place. The original overall desperation described earlier is now long gone. I'm not saying that everyone will enjoy the expansion, but now at least we do. Quite an important requirement. A good game, isn't it? Okay. A recycle trap is only a trap early on with the various different things operating with more productivity than just 4 out of 5 modules. It becomes less and less costly to do so. Yeah, putting productivity. I think the recycler has some mention of quality if you put productivity in it. Maybe you could put in quality and productivity. I couldn't remember. I can't remember. It was in the Friday Facts. I was literally reading 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Quality. They mention it here with modules. Overall machine limit on productivity will be 300%. So you could put prod mods in there. It has. That's for that calculation. Recycler. And you have 4 modules. Or so we assume. Mix the quality and prod and craft is going full prod, depending on exactly what the productivity percentage you have. Yeah. Problem is you're destroying 75% of your stuff. So if you get 40% extra productivity on 25% return, 40% of 25%. 0.25 multiplied by 0.4 is 0.1 plus 0.25. 0.35. Still fucked. Slightly less fucked. Still fucked. Yep. Compared to having if you've got all maximum quality modules, you have a 10% chance of getting it upgraded. Or a 10% chance of extra items. Yep. And productivity does not go in a beacon. So, yep. Yep. The recycler is going to burn resources. If you manage to get 300% productivity for your 1 normal input, you'll get 1 legendary output. And with the new electronics crafter, that's easy. I hope we get SE style beacons so badly. It would change things up. If you manage to get the 300% productivity, then for 1 normal input, you'll get 1 legendary output. No. Recycler, inputs 1, outputs 0.25. If you get a 300%, which is a 3.00 multiplier, it's 0.75. You're still destroying things. It's still being destroyed. And if you fill it with modules, up. If you fill it with all the bestest modules, and you put in a purple item, so what's that, rarish, you have a 10% chance of getting a legendary. But you're still destroying 25% of the stuff. 300% productivity is 4 times the output. Sure. Sure, I forgot to add back the original 0.25. Clear. So 0.25 multiplied by 3 plus the original 0.25 is a 1. So yes, if you manage to get to 300% productivity, but the recycler doesn't have a way of upgrading its productivity. Apart from prod mods. Overall machine limits. There's a hard limit in the game of 300%. Unless there's endgame research, there could be an infinite research that upgrades the productivity for the recycler. Maybe after white science, at which point you what science? Purplish, greenish, green, yellow, strawberry science. New endgame science. At which point you get a new infinite tree. At which point you get more mining, recycling productivity. At which point, maybe. Maybe. But you have too many ifs down the tree. Tier 5 modules. I don't know, we've still got a couple of planets to go. Alright, so is Mojo ready to talk about his trash?
I'm ready to talk about 399.
399, 399, 399. Alright, Friday Facts overlay.
Almost ready for lunch.
Shh, it's only 11:40. It's not my fault you got here late. Mojo. Help me do this later. 7 hours, 38 minutes. Cool. That's going to help me track that down later. All right, you ready?
Yep.
G'day, mate, and welcome back to Friday Facts number 399, Trash to Treasure. And I brought my trashy friend, because my treasured friend was out and about. How you doing, Mojo?
You see what you did there, and I'm not a particularly big fan of it.
That's all right. It's all right.
Lightning storms.
I've got a cute little bin you can climb into and pop your head out of anytime you want. All right, lightning storms and Arendelle, Covrex, and V. So we've got like the elite team here to talk about our lightning storms. Yeah, it's gonna be different. So every night on Forgol brings an intense lightning storm. Lightning hits things at random based on material and height. If you're wandering around the middle of nowhere, expect to get zapped a few times. It can kill you and wreck your stuff, so look for shelter when it starts getting dark. Now, we spoke about last week where they had the overlay for not this planet, but the Vulcananus planet, where it was like a 1 minute 30 day-night cycle.
Yeah, day-night cycle.
So I'm really hoping this is a little bit longer on the day and a little bit shorter on the night. Because I don't want to run from lightning super often.
I mean, if it can be turned into a redeemable stream edition, you might be running from it fairly frequently.
This is true. There are all sorts of interesting things you do in Factorio when you start adding integration via mods and Twitch integration. Yes. So we get lightning storms. Lightning storms are bad from the looks of it. I see a small issue with what was left of this lovely little outpost, which I didn't see craft a single thing. So it worked hard in its long lifespan.
It should also be noted that is the damage and frequency is boosted there, as it says on the little subtext.
Yeah, I ignore that subtext. This is normal gameplay right here. At least it probably will be when I'm streaming.
It obliterates an Roboport in one hit.
Well, I actually have no idea how many hit points a Roboport has.
I mean, they are pretty tough.
I don't know. You drive a tank into them, they tend to disappear. Tank does slow down a little bit, but not a lot. Robots.
Now you're making me second guess how many hit points it has.
I want to go with 400. I don't know. He's gonna go.
Well, at least a few of the things there are pretty tanky, and they're all getting one shot.
Roboport's the only one I'd rank as tanky. Everything else I've accidentally driven over in a tank multiple times. Anyway, enough of tanks. Okay. Ruins provide initial safe areas. Not only are there some large structures more likely to get hit because they're big and metal, but there are some ancient lightning attractors dotted around that guarantee protection in a moderate radius. And then we have this nice little blue overlay where we can see where you're going to be safe. So we have a little alien lightning rod here, and one here, and one here, and one here, and some over there off the top corner, and there's a danger zone in the middle. Yeah, guarantee you every single time. Yeah, and a highway. And I guarantee you every single time nighttime hits, I'm going to be standing in that danger zone. I guarantee it. So yes, some of your own structures, like rails, can handle being struck by lightning, but most structures will take a lot of damage if they get hit. So you need to throw down a few structures of your own. It's not a bad idea to do it near these ancient attractors, and make sure you have repair packs in the network. Oh, now I want to know what happens when a robot gets hit.
Also, don't accidentally run over your lightning attractors with a tank.
That too. So then we come into Lightning Collection, which we called last week. Soon after arriving on Fagola, you'll figure out how to make your own lightning rods. These protect a slightly smaller area than the alien attractors, but you can place them anywhere you want. Better yet, lightning rods can capture some of the energy from each strike and add it to your electrical network. You'll need a solid amount of accumulators to store all that energy, though. So plenty of accumulators are going to be required. There's something really satisfying about this guy trying to kill you, but then you turn around and exploit it. Lightning just went from a threat to a resource. Once you're producing the Planet Science Pack, you can unlock Lightning Collectors, an upgraded form of the simple lightning rod. These collectors protect a much larger area and convert more of each bolt's energy into usable electricity. It may not seem obvious, but the range is a double benefit. Not only can you protect a great area with fewer collectors, but that if they're at the edge of the plateau, they can reach lightning further away from the plateau, and grab lightning would be unreachable with a smaller collection area. This is especially significant for small plateaus, as you'll see below, which is the idea of this map. This map is going to be much more like islands, because
this is a archipelago type map.
Yeah, it's been a mod concept for a long time, and it's sometimes worked as a mod and as a one-off playthrough.
It can go very extremely one way or the other, depending on availability of landfill.
Yeah, that's true. I have seen like Factorio in the default game has an island start, and you can choose to start on an island, but it's generally just a island. It's not multiple islands, archipelago style. But more importantly, you can walk through the water, because the water's not water. So there's the plateaus of Fagola like islands. They're surrounded by sinking oil sands that act like quicksand for structures. You can walk across them, but only things you can build on the sinking sands are elevated rail supports and offshore pumps. Lightning is collected based on bolts that would strike the area naturally, meaning that each island has a maximum energy collection rate with full coverage. Islands are usually separated by a gap that's larger than a basic quality big electric pole, so in most cases, each island will have its own electrical network. Island size matters. Yes. That's going to be interesting, because you're going to have lots of isolated power networks. Also, I guarantee it, at some stage, you're going to be walking from island to island, and then night's going to hit. Whilst you're wading through the oil. Yeah. That can't be bad at all. So the different types.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun. There are different types of islands. Largest island has expansive desert and more natural terrain. There's more space to build and more area to collect power, but no resources. Medium islands are usually cities and have a mix of space and resources, but the resources are not as rich. These islands are a good place to get started, though, as they have a good balance of space, resources, and ancient protection from lightning. So they're the trash cities that we saw in the last week's Friday Facts. And then we have the small islands have some special significance. They're always isolated by a moat. I said moat.
So they're surrounded by water, or in this case, oil.
But everything's isolated by a moat, technically.
Technically, yes. I mean, technically, the big islands are more natural, but in the middle right, there's a big island with 3 ruins on it.
Yeah.
So And also cliffs. You can't escape the cliffs.
And the cliffs, and like some of these are definitely close enough you can get a big power pole between them.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm wondering, do we read more into the moat statement? Is there some part of untouchable, unreachable oil, something that we can't walk across to access the special island with the moat? Yes, there is.
Possibly. I mean, from the small islands that I can more or less see, all have the deep water around it, the darker shade.
What?
Generally, it's not exclusively.
Well, at this stage, you're going to have roboports, personal roboports at the very minimum. So there's nothing stopping you remote building, even if you can't get onto the island. Or possibly catching a train to the island and getting off on the train because it's going to run on elevated rails.
I mean, that won't be too difficult to get to.
Yeah. So, the resources on the small islands are much richer, but the lack of building space means they'll probably need off-site processing. The result is you're typically motivated to create a train network that spans over many islands using elevated rail, which is exactly what we have a demonstration of here. And there is definitely white resources. So I called it last week. The little white dots is definitely some sort of mineable resource.
Some sort of resource, yeah.
Yeah.
It's research.
Yeah. You'll get there, Mojo. Oh! And this little island here has green thing on it. That's
Yes.
something. That's a little
Another
island.
thing that
White
Reddit
thing.
has been very interested in.
That's a resource. Right there. There's also elevated rails going from a plateau to the oil, because the fat section is the bridges going up and down, and also going from the oil section up and over. So we can build in the oil eventually.
Landfill.
Yep. So a screenshot of late game Factorio base. This is with the older map generation, but demonstrates connecting islands with trains well. Early on, the islands are oases for multi-level train crossings, but very late game, you can unlock the ability to landfill the oily ocean. As this late game, and also spot structures like rail ramps and electric poles placed in the middle of oil. Wonder if they actually you can put a lightning rod around them.
Yeah, just put lightning rod around them.
Yeah. So then we come into first impressions, and this is by Covrex. So things described so far work quite well, and we were not mechanically touched since the initial design. But the rest didn't have such a straightforward creation story. When I was doing the historical first playthrough of the planet's content in January 2022, so a while ago now.
Just a little while.
Everything was different. I visited Fagola as the third planet. At that time, it was a pristine desert planet. The only thing special about it was the lightning, the islands, the new ore, and a few new recipes. Each island had only one resource, and water only existed in certain islands as water springs like oil, but all the resource mining, the processing, and the usual intermediates were all the same as they were on Narvis. And since this is the third planet already, I started to feel worn out from the repetition of doing the same old mine, smelting, circuit production, oil refinery, etc. This is when I started to feel skeptical about the whole expansion. Felt like a problem of a per planet repetition is not really solvable, and the whole idea of the expansion is fundamentally broken, not a good place to be. The problem of the repetition, was relevant to basically all the planets, so it felt hard to solve. Giving up was not an option. We had to try and improve things one step at a time and hope for the best. Since Fagola needed some revamp and I felt desperate, I was very open to wild changes. The first idea was nuclear option, and it sounds something like this. Remove the resources and just put some trash that some aliens are dumped on the planet. It could be directly transformed into any basic resources through assembly machines, so the game would be shortened and the repetitive parts removed. This would already be an improvement, but Angel took a step further and made everything fit together nicely. This is an amazing opportunity to integrate the recycler into the game. Up until now, the point of the recycler was mostly just quality recycling resource sync tool. However, if the resource you're mining is made up of some high level scrap, and the recycler just transforms it into all kinds of intermediate products in a fixed ratio, then the gameplay would become much more interesting. The challenge wouldn't be getting the resources, but dealing with the flow of the random mixed products, sorting them, handling the excess, etc. And this proved to be a viable idea, and step by step is led us to the current state of the planet. Now, Bojo, that whole statement.
Yes.
Can we break down a couple of things?
Yeah.
So, repetitive Factorio, doing Factorio on different planets, different services, would be boring, okay? Especially if it's,
Yeah.
Over and over and
I
over.
can confirm, playing space exploration, it does get really annoying and repetitive after a while.
Space exploration does have some variation in there.
There is some variation, but it's always load up the same crap to make a new outpost base on a new planet, and then place down all the stuff and rinse and repeat.
Okay.
For each resource that you want.
Yeah, this is true. There are slight you're mostly right. I'm trying to be generous, but like, there is like, I need a basic base that does the basic things, like get me the basic rocket parts so I can get my crap back off this planet.
Yes.
And then I need to deal with whatever.
Basically need the base to make the base. I stopped doing that.
No, you need the thing to get me back into space with my new crap, and then you need whatever's required for the new crap.
Yes, in space. And it's dealing with getting that stuff in space to make the space stuff. And then there's also dealing with making a self-sufficient remote base that deals with itself and also deals with the particular resource you want. And it's more or less, I mean, at the end of the day, it's more or less just pacing down the same blueprint, or nearly the same blueprint with the core drills.
This is very, very true. My first playthrough of space exploration, I spent a lot of time making a core drill, which just mines all the resources possible, and it just junked everything it didn't need and made rocket parts. So it just made rockets and just dump it down on the planet and take a little while to build, but once it built, it just launched rockets, and that's all it did. Then everything else just got thrown out. And if I needed some of that stuff, I could take some of that stuff at whatever rate it came out, but it just basically built rockets. So very, very boring. But they've done a couple of big changes. One is, well, the nuclear option to just throw out everything and have everything come from recycling, which is new. I haven't seen that in a mod before, but having byproducts, we're going to call it byproducts. We're going to have the recycled stuff that comes out a byproduct, and having a byproduct from a mod that lets you deal with that byproduct to hopefully turn into useful items before finally voiding the last of it is something that's been in mods for a very, very long time.
Usually with varying degrees of success of implementation.
Yes. So they've gone to they've borrowed from the community, put it that way, and taken some core ideas that have been not in a mod but in a number of mods over the years, and made sure that we can start doing some sort of recycling of, I won't call it junk because it's the only resource, well, one of the main resources on the planet, and then voiding what we don't need. And voiding, we originally found out with the lava planet, we could just throw things back into lava, when we're done with it, just drop it back in, it's solved, problem solved.
On Vulcanus, yes.
Yes, yeah, I like that.
Mean, to be fair though, the generally recycling when mods are implementing it is just going backwards from the thing that you made.
Uncrafting,
uncrafting. It's always some kind of uncrafting because for some reason that's a big deal for people.
Yeah.
Whereas this is, instead of saying you start with the basic components and go up, you're starting with the end result and working backwards. Which is a completely new idea.
It's something I haven't seen before. It's something where I haven't seen. It's funny because they're not really starting with the end resource. They're not starting at the end of the crafting queue because the item that you're getting is not something you craft. We'll cover that in like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
but
it's not like you're getting rocket silos and then you
uncrafting them or you're getting a new resource that gives you a fixed amount of this, and this that you need to deal with in some way, form, or fashion.
The concept is you're starting with something near the end point and working backwards.
To then work back up to craft the thing that you want. Anyway, ruins and resources. So Factorio has certain themes around the engineer's impact in the world. There was something felt really out of character for the engineer to collect and effectively clean up trash from a planetary dump. The only sign of the aliens' planet was piles of trash. It isn't very interesting from lore or a visual perspective. It's much more fun if they have an actual presence there. So we're going to officially add technological aliens to the lore. We should do it right. And for Factorio, that means tearing through the archaeological site with a mining drill. So the planet is no longer a dump, it's a ruin. A bit a heavily polluted one. The inhabitants are gone, but their technology remains. You know how Mojo said something about robots?
Yes.
They said technological aliens.
Effectively, yes. Their technology remains.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Mojo's right. We're going to need to fight robots on this planet.
I mean, they say technological aliens, but my interpretation of that is that it's some kind of alien civilization that had technology. That's my interpretation of that phrase.
Or they had technology, they've died out, but they left their technology, like you'd leave a couple of construction bots on a planet occasionally if you flew off in a rocket.
Oh, the next paragraph is more alluding where it's the inhabitants are gone, but the technology remains. Technology
Exactly.
includes the crap on the ground as well as potentially their robotic.
They're friends. They're friends. They're friends.
Robotic friends.
Yep. Yep. So the main resource in Fulgur is scrap. It's not just trash, but a big polluted mix of ruined machinery, fallen architecture, ice, and rock. The scraps of an ancient civilization. The conceptual change also plays really nicely in getting high-tier items fed into the recycling machine. So we have a little bit of scrap mining with a substation, a couple of old-fashioned miners. Pretty sad to see these things still running. They should be replaced. Some accumulators, because it's going to be very important we get our power from lightning. I don't know who bothered with a lamp. Just up the gamma. Up the gamma. Or install a mod. Yes. Load it onto a train. Yep. So then recycling. Recycling is unlocked by mining scrap, which is critical to Fagola's industry. When you recycle...
Technology trigger?
What?
Technology trigger?
Yes, actually it will be. You have a point. So you'll have to mine it by hand, which will then trigger the unlock for the recycler. Technology. So you're not going to have recycling prior to this planet. When you recycle scrap, you get a few low-level products like ice and stone, but you also get some high-level items like processor units. You don't get certain things like copper or iron directly. For those of you who need to recycle things like processor units and their recycled products, repeatedly until you get the resources you need. So we have a little video here of, well, our scrap coming in and being fed through and spat back out. And can I loop the video, please? Loop. Cool. And going around circles. And the second row of recyclers are actually turning that into somewhat useful things. But I do want to mention that the third one from the bottom seems to eat stone, and the stone doesn't seem to output. Now, we had this conversation beforehand, and the recycler only spits out 25% of the goods.
Yes, it spits out 25% of what goes in at base rate.
Yes, but it also only processes manufactured items. So in theory, it can't take in iron ore. But I guess
we did get the answer to that. Is that it could take in anything that can't be recycled, but there's only a 25% chance it'll spit it back out again.
Okay.
So if you put an iron plate in, it'll come out as an iron plate 25% of the time.
Yes. That's your... Yeah, so it'll take it back down to the lowest produced item. But that's the thing, it's always a produced item. Stone's technically not a produced item, just like iron ore is not a produced item. So I don't know where stone falls into this. Like, in theory, it shouldn't be able to be recycled.
It's an interesting one.
How
do you... It's a logical paradox.
Yes.
How do you recycle stone at a philosophical level?
Sand.
Sand.
Yep. That's yep. Either that or you recycle enough stone, you get a mining drill out. Because that's how you get stone.
It sounds like wishful thinking.
Yep. So we have scrap. One piece of scrap has a 2% chance of blue circuits, 3% chance of red circuits, 1 of low density, 7 for solid fuel, 2 for steel plate, 6 for concrete, 2 for battery, 5 for ice, 5 for stone, 1 for some holium ore, 12% for gears, and 2% for copper cable. And I have a feeling that doesn't add up to 100%. Not even close.
Not even close. Because it may add up to something less than, so any other time you don't get anything.
Well, again, does this go through the 25% reduction? So I have a 25% chance of getting anything out of this to start with?
Chance. So it's 25% times whatever this is.
Okay.
Like 30 or 40%.
40-something percent, yeah.
40-something.
Quick math says it's 40-something. All right. Crafting for Gola feels fresh yet familiar. You don't need to learn new recipes or items. Essentially, the entire crafting tree is inverted. There's quite a few ways to handle the 12 byproduct recipes. Inserter filters, splitter filters, sorting by robots, circuit networks, and it's a place where all the new train interrupts can be very handy. Having quick access to high-tier components means getting back into space after landing on Fagora can be much faster than on other planets. You might even enjoy bringing some of the expensive items back 2, it's all up to you. Well, if you don't unlock the recycler, the recycler till this planet, and you want to start working on quality modules and quality upgrades, it sort of means you need to get to this planet, unlock this, and then make a detour home to then get quality up and running.
Here's the thing. Quality is its own separate mod.
It is.
If you don't have, I suspect that if you don't have quality loaded, this is the point where you get the recycler. Whereas if you do have quality enabled, you're going to see it much sooner.
I think you're going to have quality no matter what, but I don't think you're going to have the recycler no matter what to this planet. So,
well, as I say, quality is optional.
Yeah, I realize, but I think if you're doing Factorio, hang on, if you're doing Factorio with quality, just Factorio with quality, you're going to have the recycler and quality right from square one. It'll be somewhere in the research tree. If you're going to do
somewhere further back,
if you're going to do Factorio space with quality, then you're not going to unlock the recycler till this planet. You might have quality,
assuming the technology tree overrides the mod's own unlocked rate. Unlock tree.
Yes, because that'll be one of the dependencies that they just put in. It happens all the time in mods. You might have quality already active, so you might already have quality modules. You might already start to build quality modules, but you won't be able to access the recycler to get rid of crap in an effort to try and put quality modules in it to get higher quality crap out of the recycler to start the loop of upgrading things. I think that's how it's going to work. Getting back to space. Yep. For gold fluids. As you may already know, the recycler can only output solids. How we get fluids? The polluted sinking wasteland between islands is full of oil. You can put an offshore pump into the sinking sands, and you can pump out some usable heavy oil. Infinite heavy oil is slick because it basically reduces oil processing and a bit of cracking. This can be done with the usual recipes, but for that you're going to need some water. The planet has no surface water. It's far too cold and dry. The only source of water on the planet is the ice you'll get whilst mining scrap. The ice can be melted into water in a chemical plant, easily enough. But to do that, you need to decide where to use it. Needing ice for cracking and other water recipes is pretty cool because there's some scarcity to light oil and petroleum. Also means that in theory, you should be able to barrel up oil on your space platform back in the home system and ship it to space and fly it across here and drop it off if you want to go for that route. Or save a whole lot of...
Or just barrel up the
ice.
The oil that's on the planet, ship it to the home base where there's plenty of water, crack it, then return it.
Return it. Yeah, that's another option. That is another option.
Also, we sort of glossed over it, but it is confirmed. Infinite heavy oil is slick.
Yes, it's slick. Shit. Okay, William.
Just in case you didn't catch it.
I did. I moved on. Okay. Fagola's unique resources is helium. It's a rare element in the solar system, and Fagola is the only planet where it can be found. Unfortunately, the previous inhabitants also knew how precious it was, so there's no longer any accessible deposits. However, rare metals such as this just don't disappear after they've been mined. Helium oxides, ore, can be recovered from the debris and scattered remains of the long-forgotten civilization. The ore is processed into some helium intermediates such as electrolyte, superconductors, and supercapacitors. These new things are then turned into unique end products of this planet, which include the electromagnetic science pack, aka strawberry science.
Strawberry science.
Yeah. And then
battery acid science.
And then we have, I gotta turn this back on. And then we have a brand new machine.
Say brand new.
Oh, it's brand new. I love it. So the electromagnetic plant, this machine makes a lot of different stuff, but it's specialized for manufacture of electronics and electromagnets. It's part of the planet's equivalent of Foundry, and like the Foundry, it is a game changer when you get it. And it's cool. I like it. I super like it. The animation. I really
want to see it with speed modules.
Oh yeah, I do. I want to see it go fast. I want to see it go super fast. I want to have it covered in beacons and full of speed modules, not just speed modules, like speed 3s, quality speed 3s, maximum speed on this thing. Maybe some
fast.
Bob's Mods speed modules thrown into the mix, just fast. I want to see. I want to know if I can spin it fast enough it breaks off the gears. But I gotta say, like, it's starting to make the other machines look old and dated. I feel like the assembler needs an upgrade again.
The funny
Again.
thing is, the original assembler update was only a subtle detail change that you mostly don't see when alt view's on.
Yeah, the gears on top of the machine turn.
Yeah.
And with alt mode on, you just don't see it. Yeah. So the electromagnetic plant is a 4x4 machine, which is different, which is going to be a pain in the butt for those people who like, everything lining up and everything else, because we're no longer 3x3, we're 4x4. But it has a crafting speed of 2 and a built-in productivity bonus of 5 and 5 module slots. It can craft wires.
50%.
What did I say?
You said 5 and 5.
Oh, did I? Well, there we go. I read the first number. It was the important one. It can craft wires, circuits, electric poles. I don't know why you need productivity on electric poles, but I guess I'll take it. Accumulators, which on this planet...
There's free poles.
I'm going to shut up. Lightning rods, supercapacitors, the new science pack, more electromagnetic plants, various Tesla items. I want some Tesla items now, and a few other things. Last but not least, modules. So this is going to be required to, well, not required. It's going to vastly increase getting modules up and running. But on top of that, we have this little example here, which is, what do we say? The right-hand one's doing, so we're outputting, we're outputting supercapacitors.
Yeah, so the output product looks like suspiciously like supercapacitors.
Because it requires batteries.
The left one is outputting some kind of red fluid.
Electrolyte.
Yep.
And the right one's doing...
Superconductor.
Blue wire.
If you pause on it, you'll see a blue wire.
It's a blue bit of wire. And come on, video. I don't know. Oh, video is so junk. There's a stack of blue wires. Cool, we got a stack of blue wires. But yes, so it's gonna be heavy oil in, and also the holmium as a fluid from the looks of it. With stone, should give us electrolyte.
I think that's petroleum gas.
You reckon?
Unless it's just magma. It's just making magma.
No, it's not magma. Magma's a different planet.
No, this foundry thing, yeah.
I guess it could be petroleum. I don't know. I've got alt view on all the time.
It looks like petroleum.
Petroleum's got a little symbol on it. I guess it's purple. It's got a little symbol on it. I don't know. The pipes are always empty. The pipes are always empty. We're using it all to make plastic and modules. So that'll give us electrolyte. Electrolyte added with a battery plus some plastics plus holmium will give you the supercapacitor, and then it looks like light oil in with copper and probably plastic, and holmium will give you the super.
Capacitor?
No, the supercapacitor is the bottom one. Superconductor. That's the one. Okay. So, yes. And more capacitors and more lightning rods and more... It's okay. The place is not on fire. It's lightning. The built-in productivity is really significant here because unlike productivity modules, built-in productivity is not restricted to intermediates only. As you know, productivity is the most amazing when it starts to multiply over multiple recipe steps. Tier 3 modules are crafted in multiple steps, so making all the steps in electromagnetic plants really compounds the bonus. It really does, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Productivity is one of those things that, yes, in Factorio it's limited to intermediates, whereas Dyson Sphere, on the other hand, there's no limit on it. And if you look at the cost to do something like super late game that has like 14 different steps to get there, and then you add productivity and it's only a 25% bonus total, whereas Factorio has 40% with maxed out modules, which is basically the rule of thumb. Factorio 40% is an awful lot over a few items. Dyson Sphere is 25% over everything. So that means the very first items you need like quarter the amount to start with, because it's just gone through so many steps. You've made so many savings that it really adds up. But this also... Yeah. Yep. Anything else?
And also Factorio for smelting, it's only 20%. So smelting doesn't really you don't save a lot. You do the saving over no productivity on smelting is significant, but it's actually not that much.
It's one of the last things you put productivity in. But
Yes.
we do have the quality module 3s. So we're going to unlock quality module 3s. When you combine tier
Point
3...
where we unlock quality 3s.
Well, and the recycler. So I guess prior to this, we're going to have quality 2s.
To this
Probably
point, yes.
fairly easy. Well, depends on your luck. Anyway, when you combine tier 3 quality modules with the 5 module slots in the electromagnetic plant, plus the built-in productivity and recyclers to count rejects, that suddenly becomes really convenient to mass-produce modules with quality. The craziness starts to get when making the highest quality tier 3 modules you can get. Quality modules, adding more quality to new quality modules. So round and round we go in a wonderful quality carousel that ends with some very powerful machines crammed with some very potent quality modules with the quality of the epic legendary quality.
It would be a quality factory.
Yep. From there on, you can make modules of other kinds, and over time you add all other things like assembly machines, chemical plants, platform components, equipment, Spidertron, because growth is the only activity the factory reserves, and now it means vertical growth too. But wait, there's more. Remember, the space platforms benefit from quality even more than ground bases. Space platforms are one of the main focal points for quality after power, armor, and the equipment grid. Quality means you can make platforms smaller, but still do as much or the same size whilst doing more and moving faster. This makes Vogola another great option for your first stop after Narvis. Which will you choose? Now, Mojo, which will you choose?
Yes.
Okay. Now, can I just back one step? Quality module 3s are going to require the super conductive wire, which is going to be a pain in the butt. So therefore you need to get here and therefore you need to get here to get those things up and running. And it probably means you're going to be making all your quality 3 modules here. But we've spoken about quality a little bit, and it's a giant sinkhole.
Yes.
If you attempt to recycle everything to upgrade it into a better quality, you're constantly burning resources.
You're burning a lot of resources.
Which if Factorio is automated, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's fine.
It doesn't really matter for the most part.
As long as you enjoy outposting.
just build more outposts.
Every, million iron ore that you grab, 75% of it's going to get thrown out if you run it through a recycler to get an iron plate that's of a higher quality. And then if you need a gear of a higher quality, well then 75% of everything you've got in for your iron plate is getting thrown out for higher quality gear. Potentially. Like, there is a chance you could roll one tier above, 2 tiers above, but there's a high chance that you're going to roll the same tier you've got until you start adding quality modules to everything. And a lot of it's going to end up the trash bin and recycled around forever. So, personally,
I think Volcanist would be the better way to go.
You personally,
back to the original question.
Well, I can see myself going here and getting the quality modules.
I mean, yeah, coming in and unlocking the quality modules, but you can't do much with them without everything else around it, or the support infrastructure. Whereas I'd just be going for the big miner and the foundry. That would be a significant upgrade to everything else.
Well, actually, now you speak about it, the foundry makes iron and copper from lava.
Yes.
Which means 0 outposting.
Yes.
So if you come here first and pick up quality modules and then go to Volcananus and just set up foundry maketh me iron and copper, turn my iron into gears, turn my iron and copper into a green circuit, because that's going to be guaranteed needed for a quality module somewhere along the line. And if it's not a quality tier 1 module or tier 1 green circuit, put it back through a recycler and just rinse and repeat.
Put it in the lava.
No. Let's at least attempt to recycle it. Yeah, at least once. Yeah. I think because that one doesn't involve outposting, I think that would be my deciding factor. Also, Narvis needs to support you. That's going to be the other thing. Narvis needs to support you when you're landing on this planet, landing on the next planet, landing on the previous planet. No matter what, you're going to need belts and other things shipped across. All right?
Yes.
You might eventually have localized production, but you're going to need stuff shipped across.
Foundry makes belts, remember, too.
It does. Yeah, I think I'm going to stop here very quickly. Just a little pop in, grab a few bits of technology, few modules, bugger off, and then come back. And go to Vulcananus and set up Vulcananus. Yeah, all right. So that answers that question. And then conclusion. The planet is an excellent example of why development behind closed doors for some time was a good idea. We experiment and make decisions that would normally be viewed as extreme, like overhauling how an entire planet works. This allowed us to transform most of the repetitive planets in one of the most novel ones. Since we're doing similar kinds of drastic changes all over the place, the overall desperation described earlier is now long gone. I'm not saying that everyone will enjoy the expansion, but at least we do. It's quite an important requirement for a good game, isn't it? That the devs enjoy playing their own game? Not really, actually. A lot of devs hate playing their own game.
Yeah, who would have thought that playing your own game 1,000 million times kind of gets annoying?
Oh, worse than that, you're not playing the game, you're playing a section of a game, like normally a very small section. Like, doesn't inserter work correctly the time that I've tested 999th time with a new stack bulk inserter that's going to put things on the belt correctly and doesn't stop halfway through in this edge case or that edge case. Yeah, most devs hate their own game. It's called work. Yes. Look, this planet definitely sounds different and interesting, and I like the idea. I like the concept we've been given so far. I am still really curious what the white resource is.
Yeah, I haven't really been alluded to. Maybe it is the calcite again or something else new that we'll find out in a future one.
Well, the blue is the scrap, because we can see where the civilizations are. So the white is a something. And obviously it was important because it's surrounded by buildings here. So it's been tucked thoroughly.
So the second picture is an older iteration. And you actually notice in the first picture, the dotted white isn't there anymore. So that I wonder if the dotted white is now the big white dots. That would be my feeling.
Oh, true. So rather than having the white resources being around somewhat, it now just doesn't exist. It only exists as a giant white clump of something.
Concentrated into some kind of structure or something.
Well, we did have something on the top left of the rail picture, which was mining that white stuff. Because there's a lot of train stations.
I think that's been removed, whatever it is. I actually suspect that those train stops are just the holding stops for the
too many trains in the network
system. Yeah,
maybe
somewhere for them to go.
Maybe explain to me what the hell is in the top right-hand corner then. The weird spider web of train tracks.
It's a spider web of train tracks that doesn't seem to go anywhere.
Yeah. Who was let loose in this multiplayer playthrough? Yeah. I'm interested. I'm curious what the other resource is. I think that's going to be important. We're going to have a little bit of... Where is that scrap recipe? Scrap recipe's down here. We only get 1%. We get a whole bunch of other crap, and we get 1%.
You don't get a lot.
And the problem is, if you need that 1%, that's the whole reason you've come to this planet. The other stuff's really helpful to get an infrastructure up and running. And as long as you're building new machines and doing things, that's going to be helpful and important. But once all that's up and running, and you've left, and you don't need to come back, you only need the holmium ore. At which point, everything else becomes rubbish. And assuming you can recycle it into...
Except for maybe the low density and the solid fuel going into making rocket parts to get back into space.
Sure. Yeah, okay, I could pay those two. And maybe the red and blue circuits to make more quality modules, because you might as well automate that here. But the rest of it becomes rubbish. And if you can recycle that, add for infraredum and just delete it, okay. But it's just annoying. It's really annoying. I'm willing to bet that those extra white patches are some sort of holmium ore deposit, or another rare resource that we haven't been told about yet.
It'll be one or the other.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Yep. But I think with that done, I think that's it for Friday Facts number 399, which then, Mojo, brings me to the very important question I like asking at the end of every Friday Fact, and that is, what happens for Friday Facts number 400? Your prediction, sir.
Will we see 3 in a row? That's the real question.
3 planets? You reckon another planet?
The third one on the same planet.
Oh, more information about planet?
I don't
Mojo's
think
aliens?
Vulcanus.
Mojo's aliens?
Maybe the techno aliens is possible.
That
I'd
would...
like to know about the. I mean, it talks about Tesla stuff. I'd like to know about Tesla-based fighter defenses.
I'm assuming that receives the lightning, redirects it, and aims it somewhere. Yep, that's how I imagine Tesla-based defenses to work. Funnily enough,
So
I don't see any
we got
defenses on this. Yep.
Last time when we were talking about Vulcanus,
Uh-huh.
we got the same thing again, and then we went on to something else completely different. It was a bunch of other changes and then more train stuff.
Uh-huh.
So maybe the next one will... It seems most likely that the next one will be about another topic, so another game quality change, not necessarily new stuff. So maybe the... Do you know what? If I say it won't be new biters, then it'll be new biters. How about that?
Okay, that works for me. That works for me. I want new biters. I want new enemies. I still want to find out what new toys get to play with us. Like, lightning is cool and all, but I want to see an army of robo-biters wandering across the oil, be standing there on my plateau beside my trusty flamethrower, because I have all the heavy oil in the world on this planet, and that shit burns, and watch them get hit by lightning on the way in. That's what I want.
Light the ocean on fire.
Yeah, that's interesting. We'll come back to that. Anyway, that's it. We're out. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. And we will see you back here next week for Friday FX number 400. 400, sir. Yes?
Oh, it's going to be some kind of milestone one, isn't it?
4 million copies. I call it right here, right now. All right, That's it. 4 million copies sold for Friday FX number 400. All right, that's it. We're out. Thanks for watching. See you next one. Bye.
Bye.
What's that? 20... 45 minutes. 45 minutes. That's about average. Let it burn! All right.
I was trying to think of the name of the mod. Flammable oils, I think it was. The one which makes the pipes.
Oh, isn't that done by
fire.
V?
Clonin.
Clonin, okay. Yes. Yes, in chat, when you're coming up with what all the numbers add up to and you come up with two different answers, that makes it really hard. Really hard. There was a 43 and a 48% for how much...
It's funny, I brained it up and it was 45.
Oh, good, good. As long as we get three different answers. I went 40-something. Not quite 50. I like that answer. Yeah. All right. Sub-Zero, how you doing? Thank you for the follow. Also, Bad Gamer, thank you for the follow. I was doing recording mojo for good old YouTubes, where we dump out the Friday Facts every week. For, I don't know how many weeks now.
A lot.
248, 200 Friday Facts now, probably. Easy.
Something like that.
D6 Mix Factorio. Roboport Health, 500 hit points. What'd I say, 350? I think I said 350. Okay,
I've forgotten what the forums were raging over. The forums now keep always descending into just personal attacks and things.
Oh, really?
People just raging all the time.
Oh, wow. The factory obviously stopped growing. Firefox quality 3 unlocks here, but not quality 1, 2. No, I'm assuming you're already going to have quality 1 and 2. And Crew with a cat litter again. Crew, you got to win twice in a row. If you don't win twice in a row, I don't have to give you a game. Crew, you're doing it wrong. Conan was playing janky quality and the quality outpost, send the quality ore to the quality base, and then normal ore to supplement the normal base. Yeah, Sub-Zero, the problem is you're playing with a mod as best as you can understand it inside a old environment. And which one was which version was it where we had miners for science packs and pump jacks? 16?
Version 15, the original version 15 science had mining drills in blue science and pump jacks in purple science.
So I was around for that one.
Might have been the pre. It might have been the pre-list that came out.
It was what they mentioned in the Friday Facts, and then they changed their mind whilst writing up the Friday Facts for version 15, 16 coming out. So
yeah, because we played with it and it turned out to be a massive pain in the ass.
yeah, okay. So I was around for that one, and then there was 16 to 17. They added something again. Again, people put together a mod that, in theory, works to emulate what's happening in the future. And the problem is you're emulating in a closed environment with the existing knowledge you have without all the game dynamics involved. So I don't think you get quality ore to start with. All ore is going to be shit because I haven't seen a single piece of ore with a quality marker on it. So it's only going to have quality after it's been smelted, and that's going to be mostly down to chance. And I really think if you're going with a bus analogy, if you feed everything to the bus and you just say, hey, anything that is quality above or quality normal goes straight ahead, and if it's not quality normal, it takes a hard left, and then you turn that into green circuits for argument's sake, and then do the same with the green circuits. Like if it's quality normal, it goes back on the bus. If it's not quality normal, it stays off the bus and we turn it into red circuits, blue circuits, and so on and so forth. You could possibly get something up and running in the way of a couple of quality modules that you can do something with and go forth from there. But due to the chances, the random chance of quality being upgraded without quality modules, I think it's like a 1% chance, which means it will happen, but just won't happen that regularly. That I think by the time you're going multi-planet, you're not going to have that many quality modules hanging around and playing with. Probably the lava to plate conversion has an ore requirement. Lava to plate conversion. Does it? Does it? It was free. I remember it to be free. There's a link here somewhere. Foundry. Foundry. Visual design of Foundry. Foundry is a furnace. Foundry has lava coming in and getting turned into gears and iron and copper. That's not lava. That's iron. That's iron.
One of the science packs in the pre-15 science change notes had an assembly machine too.
Oh, that's right. Smaller things. No. I
don't remember which one it was though. Whether it was the.
It was before.
I think it was blue.
No, it was purple. It was before doing.
Very easily.
Oh god. Please tell me you don't have those old mods hanging around.
Well, I pulled them forward.
Oh my god. Okay. Swimming in lava. That was the Foundry.
There it is. Sim Science for version 18.
Blah 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 blah. Molten iron and molten copper we can cast. Okay, what? Brief blah 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 blah.
Blue Science was a red circuit, an engine unit, an assembly machine too.
I thought it was purple.
Purple is an engine, a pump jack, and a furnace. And then utility is a speed module, a processing unit, a battery, and 30 copper wire.
Oh, that's right. More fucking copper wire. Yep. Yes, Mikkel. I am.
Is troll recipes.
I am. Because it was mentioned. Where are we?
And there's a copper duct with copper in it.
Nugget, you're not sending me images. Good. Okay, so people forget that lava to plate conversion has an ore requirement. The lava, I'm looking for the lava to plate recipe. Lava to iron and copper. Oh, it does. We have a picture. Okay, that's right. All right, found it. Yep, okay. So yes, you are going to have to outpost ore. But it's all right. It was in the video, literally in front of my nose. Okay, so it's not as infinite as I thought. White might have been the lightning captures that spawns on the map. No, they are some type of resource. Actually, it's in this Friday Facts. This right here. This is some type of ore. It pops up a couple of times randomly in the videos in the previous Friday Facts. Mentioned during the video.
Or they're just possibly flowers.
No, different. The flower's a different one. The flower looks like a flower. Just like the weird glass underground thing that we mentioned. Yeah, so that looks like an ore. And then there's a flowery doodad. That's a flowery doodad. Because that looks like a flower. And then that looks like ore. Or, you know, skull and bones, whitewashed after sitting in the sun for too long. That looks like a flower. That looks like an ore. Now I'm confused. I got no fucking idea. I quit. Power grid optimizations and changes. I did. Seeding has been through this code and optimized it as much as he can. Fulgurite? Fulgurite is the... I took a piece of steel and shoved it in the sand, isn't it? Maybe? Maybe? Maybe, maybe? Maybe? Maybe that's the resource we can mine? Maybe? Fulgurite? Release date confirmation, not going to happen. They're not going to confirm the release date. Richer special ore gives better junk with better percentages. Well, straight off, you should be using the advanced miner that Mojo was talking about on the lava planet to get a less ore being used reduction. If you could have a nice round number, 48%. 48%'s round. It's got 8 in there. It's got 2 rounds. Forums of fun is at least one person being complaining about the random resource. Whatever. People are just, yeah. Oh, Travis. Just tuned in. See, basically destroyed by lightning. So situation normal. Not until we have the update released and chat integration. At which point I can guarantee you that there'll be a redeem that's like cast lightning on his ass. And this will happen wherever I'm standing. Probably with awesome sound effects, I hope. I don't have a computer to play games. If you remember, my rig is a tablet and a phone. I took a picture with a tablet with. No, I don't, crew, but now I do. I remember the photo. I don't remember. There were so many in one day. It was going to be a 20-minute, let's look through the roast my rigs, and then it turned into a 3-hour stream, which is still almost sitting on my hard drive and hasn't been rendered. I'm trying to decide what to do with it exactly. Okay. All right. So Friday Facts are done. Mojo is done.
Yes.
Cool. I gotta decide.
For lunch? I'm just fixing the sim map mod now.
Why?
Because the rocket fuel recipe is broken. Because it has it takes light oil.
Okay.
There we go. Now it only takes solid fuel.
Okay. Just leave it alone.
And now the map works again.
Leave it alone. It's too many years ago.
It's from what, 2016 or 17? I forget which.
Yeah.
But it's the copper duck frozen in time.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Will that work? It will work. Okay. Convert that into something I can paste in here, please, Twitch. No, Twitch, you broke it. Well, actually, Discord broke it. That's what I want. I want the original stream title before Discord broke it by turning the emotes into Discord emotes. All right. Brian, can we adjust it to zoom level? Let's wait for the expansion and then we try and convince Muppet to actually do something about it. I don't know. Anybody. I've said it before. Anybody can write the mods. If you write the mods, and or the implementation, or even a script, then I'm more than happy to implement it. Okay. I'm also happy to go back to work as a resources.
Are you happy to go back to work on resources, or are you begrudgingly going back to resources?
No. I found a game that is resource production and city building. I have 1,000 hours. 1,000 hours in City Skylines, the original. Like prior to most of the DLCs, like all the DLCs. Actually, I think I bought the first frigging DLC that came out for it.
Yes. Not Snowfall, I don't think.
No, it was a traffic thing. It was like mandatory requirement to get shit to work. That truck.
It's kind of funny that how once you get over the whole how much better it is than average, it's kind of terrible.
What when you're comparing it to its predecessors?
Or its contemporaries for the time, City Skylines. Because it came out on the back of, or on the recent memory of
SimCity 4. SimCity 4.
There's the SimCity, which apparently had to be always online.
Always online, yep.
And they said it was always online and needed to do the server side calculations, and then someone proved that no, the game doesn't actually do that.
Yep.
And it was very restricted and all this and that and everything else.
Came on the back of SimCity 4, which I couldn't buy and I couldn't play because I didn't have an always-on internet connection.
After Dark was the first one.
Yes, I bought that one. And the one after that. I added
Snowfall.
Yeah, maybe Snowfall I didn't buy. It was the one after that. It was a transportation one.
Mass Transit?
That's it, Mass Transit. I bought that one.
Yeah, I have After Dark, Snowfall, Mass Transit, and Industries.
They've added half a dozen. I think one of the ones I paid for is now free.
Oh, there's like 50 million of them now.
Yeah. SimCity 4 was more recent release of SimCity. Was good. The more recent release of SimCity didn't have a number. That's when SimCity...
It was SimCity 2012 or so, effectively.
Yeah, it was SimCity with multiple cities, wasn't it?
Yeah, you had multiple smaller areas and you were building an entire
ecosystem. Yep. So that one I never got a chance to play either. So yes. All right. So like
that one is a EA launcher only.
Oh, I wouldn't have a clue. You can't reach my new construction builds. Awesome. You guys are too far away to do anything useful. Go build stuff. Cool. Problem number 1. 3,000 meters is too far away for you to reach my stuff. Cool. Went SimCity 2000. Where's SimCity 2000 Network Edition? SimCity 3000.
Count?
It does count. SimCity 4 and then SimCity again.
2013, that's the one, not 2012. I thought it was wrong.
SimCity 2013, which was an Origin-based game. It was online only until they released the offline patch. The last SimCity I had was SimCity 2000. I had 2000 and 2000 Network Edition and 3000.
How the hell did you get 2000 Network? You actually bought it?
Can I say yes with a smirk? Yes.
Or you actually found a copy of it? Because it was not, it existed in the day, but it was not easy to find.
Correct. Not easy to find at all. And you won't repair that truck because it's too far away. Oh, yay. Limitations of distance. Can you move?
SimCity 3000 was good. People didn't like it, but it was actually pretty fun.
Yeah. Then move. Yeah. What? It's a dumper. Of course it can be sent there.
I never liked SimCity 4.
Oh, you can't be sent there because you were broken down at the time? Is that why? Nope. Okay. The point is, with my new awesome road building, Shitty broken down trucks should stay on the shitty road. No, I enjoyed SimCity. I thoroughly enjoyed SimCity and the Network Edition and the 3000, and oh god, that is broken down hard. Wear and tear is at
There's an argument
100%.
to be made that SimCity of 1989 and SimCity of 2013 are about equal to each other.
In scales of badness?
In scales of yeah.
In scales of...
I mean, badness is not necessarily the right word, but yeah.
Yep.
The original SimCity, like, once you get over the fact that it's an open city builder, it's kind of terrible.
I enjoyed... I know why I enjoyed it. It was the math and the calculations behind making a perfect city. And I know that's why I enjoyed it. It was... I worked out, you know, the exact amount of tiles to have between here and there and blah, 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 to make a perfectly good working city. Can I get new dumpers, please?
I always ran into this point where suddenly the whole city's economy would implode on itself.
Load game. Because you...
For no reason.
Well, I never had that happen. Or maybe I did, and there was a workaround. Was it really late game, like years and years in?
Yeah, it was
Thousands
really
of
late
years.
game.
Yeah,
Eventually-
I want to say it was a Stack Overflow number or one of them things.
It wasn't that I recall. Like, it wasn't making too much money or something. Because I remember every time it happened, it was, you know, going along, it was fine. And then just suddenly something within the economy just completely collapsed.
No, it was like,
I suppose in saying that, it could have been one of the industrial demands overflowing or something.
Maybe.
Or a residential demand, because I vaguely remember like all of the industry moving out and shutting down.
Maybe. I don't know. It's too many years ago. Can't remember how I broke that game all the way back then. There have been too many games I've broken over the years. Way too many. I like 4, but I couldn't build too big because I usually had super traffic issues or public transport would eat the budget. All the city games were about balance. Extreme amounts of balance. No. There, everybody go there.
2000, I worked out the 8x8 grid with a subway on every like second corner.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
6x6 was the typical recommended because it was like the 3x3 was the optimum.
Houses were built 3 deep, but occasionally get them built 4 deep. Yes, 8x8 grid.
Yeah, and I theorized that because most buildings were 2x2, there was actually 4 deep. And even if they don't build that deep, you can put little parks in the middle. I think someone actually, since then, people since then actually expanded on that and put like large parks in the middle of that grid and made the grid even bigger. So it's like 3 back or 4 back and then 6x6 for parks.
I'm going to have the parks as part of the... Okay.
Yeah, and have the park in the core of the grid because that helps, it increases happiness and land value.
Okay.
As an effect.
All SimCities with 20 minutes of trying to build the perfect city and 30 minutes of setting disasters. This is true. I think
it's also true.
At the end of every PlayStation, it's like, oh, yep, disaster. Yep, click. Always went up no matter what you did in the city, and then it overflowed. The demand would have crashed, which would have killed the economy. There was something. There was something I want to say, and it happened at some period of the game, and there was a workaround, and I don't remember what it was. Can I see the line? I want the line to add after going to the Gruel bus stop. I want you to go.
I did that on a railroad tycoon. I did a railroad tycoon stream once. I played through the entire game in an afternoon, from beginning to end.
Railroad tycoon.
No, I don't think. I think I demonstrated the game actively trying to stop it overflowing.
Railroad tycoon. Oh God.
Not deluxe. I don't like the deluxe one.
Images. Oh yeah, play that one too. Oh yeah, I played that one too.
Because the deluxe one has the horrible brown sepia tone to it, whereas the original one's a lot nicer.
Yep. Okay, I played that one too. All right. Can I take fuel to there?
I think it deletes your money after you go above. Every time you go above 28 million, it pulls it back down, and as a result, you effectively stop making money.
Oh, handy.
Yeah, very handy.
But I have construction vehicles that are not constructing.
Also, it's lunchtime.
It is lunchtime. Yes, I released you from servitude like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know.
You've been hanging around
And I got distracted.
of your own free will, talking about ancient games.
As I do.
Yep.
So I'm going to go have lunch.
Okay, mate. I've got an hour left, and then I need to go and render a Friday Facts and render VODs and get fucking other things. There's things to do.
All that crap that you do.
All that crap that I do. Yeah. I've got to basically have the machine run renders non-stop this afternoon and record in a Dyson Sphere. What about the koala plushie? He still hasn't sent me an address. I'm gonna fucking.
Oh yeah, I've got a shipping label to take a picture and send to you.
Why do I need a shipping label?
Oh, it saves me just typing it out.
Oh my god, you are so lazy.
There's some intricacies to it.
Okay, whatever. He's gonna send me a DM at some stage, and then
Yes, this afternoon.
No, it fits. Everybody fits. We'll be fine. I don't have too many bosses. It's fine.
I said I was going to go to lunch, so I shall go to lunch.
Later, mate.